welcome to the Business Spotlight. I'm Pat Dewar, and we have a very unique show today because today we're going to be addressing how media is changing. And not only that, but if you're a business owner, you really want to check into each of the professionals that I'm going to be having on my show. Instead of having just one show, we'll actually have 5 different professionals in the, I'm going to call it media, broadcasting, and internet world. If you look out today, you see Netflix, Hulu, and all of the different majors, whether it's CW or ABC or NBC or any of those, that have apps for your Android device, for your Apple device. All of those are out there so that you can see what you want, when you want, the way you want it. That's a unique world from what most of us grew up in. I'm a boomer, so I'm over 50, and I look at the way that we grew up. We only had a few different stations, 4, 11, 5, whatever. Different universe. In the last few years, the market has literally been shifting, not diminishing. So what does that mean? Well, my first guest is Luis Estrada. Luis is the managing director for ES Creative Gang in the Fort Worth area. He has worked on everything from Top Gun to Naked Gun and everything in between. He's worked with Ted Turner. He's worked with so many professionals in birthing whole networks all over the world, especially in Latin America and others. Luis, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You know, it's a real honor. We've done some things in the past. You've actually helped me with my show in the past as well. I wanted to get you on here because media is changing. How so?
Well, it continues to evolve. Just this past week, Netflix announced that they reached a very good threshold. They went over 50 million subscribers, which tells you it's a great milestone for them. It's a great business. Their biggest challenge now is the way that it gets there. Is their biggest fight is with the people that actually provide the internet for all of us, which is the Time Warners, which is the AT&Ts, which is the Verizons, because they're fighting against their competitor, and their competitor is the one that's actually giving them the internet services. So it's interesting. So now Netflix, Hulu, all these different services are now actually relying on their competitors to make sure that their service gets to us. And so the competitive landscape is becoming incredibly interesting. But again, like you said, you know, we have become a society. We've always been very, very self-centered. We know that. Let's just admit it. And over the years, as technology grows and becomes more accessible, faster, quicker, we want everything to us, you know, when we want it, how we want it now. Just recently, and I'm just saying because my son's in the studio here, he had to downgrade his phone just for a variety of reasons. So I upgraded my phone, and he went down to an iPhone 4, and I went to a 5S, and he actually noticed the difference in speed. I didn't notice it, but he did. And so that goes back to show you that it's actually noticeable, and you're talking about milliseconds. I mean, literally milliseconds, but it's noticeable because it's faster, quicker. You know, how quickly we literally sat there and said, how quickly can you get on the internet? And we were talking about maybe a second faster, but that's how important it was to get on the internet and that quicker. How quickly can I get onto, get an email, get a text, you know, how quickly so I can respond quicker. And that's how we are. Same thing with entertainment. Translate that you're going through that on a personal level to business. Information is king. It's always been king. And how do you translate that into business? The same thing. When you go onto a website, when you go on to the guests that we're going to talk to later on today, and marketing, okay? You know, you need information. You need information now. If you're going to do business, I'm on Angie's List a lot of the time. I want information on Angie's List. I want information on a business. I want information on that. From anything from a gardener that a lot of people may say, well, you know, what do I need a gardener for? I need somebody to come fix my plumbing. Anything like that. Because a lot of people may be watching your show, from an attorney to anybody, say, why is that important to me? Because you need to distinguish yourself from everybody else that's doing the same thing you are. And how do you do that? Well, you've got to find ways to distinguish yourself. And one of the ways is how do you use media? The internet, everybody's doing it now. Everybody's got a website, texting, Groupon. Of course, we know what's going on with Groupon. Okay, you try to get that attention. 50% off, 43% off, 75% off. And media, which includes video, has always been the most powerful a medium you can have, because you have an opportunity to tell your story with moving pictures, with music, and with images. So anyway, all you're doing is really using, through this medium, the show, a way that you can tell people, this is what I do and how I do it.
One thing I want to ask real quick, very quickly, two things that a business owner probably is not including in their message. You've got about 30 seconds.
They're not including moving images. They're not including video because they think it is too expensive. And it really isn't, because like anything else, technology has brought it to a point where it's affordable. The only thing you need to do is tell a good story and tell it in a compelling, entertaining way. And that's what we do.
Excellent. Luis Estrada, ES Creative Gang, great resource, good information. This is Pat Doer. We're on the Business Spotlight, and today we're highlighting ways the media is changing your world, especially as a business owner. We'll be right back after we hear from our sponsors.